Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk about Buffalo Trace's new tasting room in London and answer whether or not we would go if we went to London. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Kathy Cool, Tim Swyatt, and Darren McElroy.
Hello!
Hello, Governor!
Good night, mates. Oh, it's Australian.
We're doing the best we can. Well, what are you going to do? So, yeah, we're
Bonjour, monsieur.
If you have high standards and you're still listening to me, us,
well, mostly you.
Yeah, we'll be interrupting everyone.
They do filter your name on the shows. So.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about, it is open now. I think we did a show earlier. Kathy reminded us that, that when this was announced, so it is officially open now. Heard from the PR team over at Buffalo Trace to remind us that was done. And so I wanted to do a show about that. They did a little promotion to kick it off. Kind of cool. We'll talk about that. We'll get to all that after the break. For right now, Kathy said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, KK?
Yes. So there are, people do pub crawls and they do games with it. One of the games is they give everybody an egg.
Yes.
And the person who brings the egg home whole is like the winner. So the 5 of us are going on this pub crawl and we all have an egg. Whose egg gets home in one piece? Who doesn't break their egg?
Beka.
There's 2 people on here that would do that. I think we'd have 2 winners here, to be honest with you.
Obviously me.
Yeah. Beka would. Yeah.
I would like to throw my hat into the ring.
There's no way.
I was 3-time champion.
The small hands.
God.
Drops in his own
nice
small
and
hands. Yeah,
cute.
that egg wasn't.
There's literally no way, Darren.
I was 3-time champion in the egg drop in elementary school.
Egg drop.
I won
3
years
years
in a
to break
row.
it with the egg drop. Yeah, that's a no.
No, Darren, you'd be playing with it, fumbling. You'd be trying to look at me, guys. I'm chocolate. And those small hands there.
It accidentally
You'd
broke.
fumble it.
My egg was too big for my small hands. I got to give me another one. I got to do over.
You're wearing those jeans.
It's not
You
an
put in
ostrich
your
egg,
pockets.
it's a chicken egg. I can handle that.
Sit down, you forget. Actually, I don't think Becca's making it home with a whole egg because Darren's going to say something that makes her angry and she's going to take her egg and smash it on the side of his head.
Just
There's
yeet
no
it
way.
right at him.
There's no way.
She would break
Then
his.
that would
on
make
his
it my
head.
goal.
I would smash Darren's egg on his head.
Yeah.
No. You just punch him in his jean pocket where the egg's at and crack it right there is what you do.
I tell him, kiss your egg, Darren. Smash.
Yeah.
I go, photo opportunity. Smash.
No. There's no doubt in my mind that Akeley and I are coming back with the egg. We're the 2 most responsible people in the
There you
network.
go. There you
This
go.
is what would happen. Yes.
Thank you. It's a vote
Yes.
of confidence, sir.
It would be a tie. between
KK's
Akeley
no
and
way.
myself.
Throw KK out. Throw Darren out. 100%.
Oh God, those 2 are out for sure. It will be a battle royale between Beka, myself, and Akeley.
Yeah.
I would just go to the store and buy more eggs. I have 12 chances then. I can last with 12.
Well, guys, we know how Darren's going to cheat. He just announced it.
Yes, we
They
do.
would mark it. They would mark it with
Correct.
a secret code that you can only see under black light or something, where you wouldn't be able to tell.
That's right.
Tell.
You don't
mark it
carry a
with
black
Tide.
light with you every day?
Yeah, but
What
you
if,
can't
like when you
create
go
that
to a hotel,
symbol.
you don't carry a black light?
You can't. You wouldn't have that symbol though. I'm sure they stamp it with something unique that's gonna, so they can know they're getting the egg back that they gave to you.
Amazon's quick.
Oh God.
Oh, Jesus.
Listen.
Millennial math.
Steve, this is not me being mean to you, but I don't think that you'd make it back with your egg.
I don't
How come?
think he would either.
I think that it would just be like a complete random accident. Nothing that you like it just would be something
This
completely
is true.
stupid.
Yes.
Where
I'm
someone
with you
would
on that.
bump into you and you would be like, "Oh, holy shit!" You'd be like, and you'd be like grabbing your egg, and then like it would like smash it into
Am I talking about
something
Hamisher?
else. Yeah, like
No.
put it in your hand and it would like smash somehow, and you'd be like, "That was not my fault. It was not my fault. You guys saw
Yes.
that was not my fault."
That's right.
That's exactly the way it would go.
I'd be the victim.
And
I
you'd
view it.
You'd be pissed.
Yeah.
He
I
would
think
have it in his lower leg pocket of his cargo shorts, and as he's climbing up into a bar stool, he'd click it on the bar stool next to it, and it would break. And he'd stick his hand back there, and it'd be broken. Is what would
I don't
happen.
think so. I think that it would be just some random accident where someone bumps into Steve, probably Kathy bumps into Steve.
Yeah.
Because she's like laughing. She's like, I broke my egg forever ago. I'm just gonna get fucking trashed. I don't even care. And she would bump into Steve. Steve would get shoved into something else. Steve would be trying to be polite and not fall into someone else, and he'd like move his hand quickly, and it would smash the egg.
Yeah.
That's what would happen.
I feel like Beka would just take charge of the situation and be like,
Yes.
all right, you go get me a bar towel, the thick plush one, and then you go get me a box that I can put this in, and we're going to keep this thing. She would just start yelling, and people would listen. People would listen.
Yeah,
They'd be doing
I
that
would keep
shit.
mine like I'm an actual mom.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm an egg mom.
Yeah. She would totally.
No,
do
so,
that.
see, Steve, there's some problems here because I could see the ladies using a sports bra and tuck it in there, and it's perfectly fine. You'd have to give them a hug in order to be able to pop that egg in there. They just tuck it in a sports bra in between the cleavage, and we're all screwed. All us men are screwed. It's not like we have places to tuck that thing in to protect it.
Oh, sorry. I mean, you do have one spot that you could tuck it under, I guess, but
You'll punch us or knee us in the nuts without question.
I'm just saying,
There's
like,
no
we
doubt
can't
if I
touch you there
stop it,
either.
You have to just fake it,
So
and I break it.
You're sorry that we have chick titty privilege.
Yes, that is
I'm
exactly
so
what it
sorry.
is.
I
Yes.
literally said that you would make it back, Tim. I said you'd make it back with your egg.
I know you did, but I'm trying to think here.
But you're
This is like the
still
game in
angry about
Seinfeld. This is like the game in Seinfeld.
You're still
Kramer
mad.
would be like, after an hour, I'm out. I'm like, how did it happen so fast? That could be Akeley. You have a good point there, Beka.
You think I'd just give up? Maybe I'd just give up and just start drinking. And be like,
I don't
this
think
is
you
bullshit.
give up.
Screw all
I
you.
think that it would there would be some sort of accident. It would be a Costanza kind of thing that would happen.
It totally would.
So fucking
I
pissed
totally
about
see
it.
that happening.
Oh, I'd let it go though. I wouldn't.
It
I
wasn't
wouldn't
my
pine
fault.
on them. Yeah.
What my fault?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I don't know.
And then in his old man anger, he would break Tim's egg.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Tim would
I
be
think his
loud.
All
purpose
knew
to make
we
sure
had
no other man finished in the top spot.
Right. Yeah. I wouldn't.
Say, if we know
I
everyone
wouldn't.
else has the eggs, we're going to be sabotaging them.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't break Becca's because I'm a little afraid of her. Yeah. So.
I agree.
You get punched.
I agree.
So,
You know what? Whatever.
Absolutely
works.
cold cocked.
yeah.
Fear is a
I don't need
great
that.
motivator.
I don't need that. Yeah. We got the video of her punching the punching bag. I don't want the new video that gets released every 3 months of her punching me in the face and me falling on the bar floor. Yeah. That's the new video that's like, hey, let's see that video again.
The new
Let's put that
reminder
back.
video.
Let's bring that to the
Most
top, yeah.
viewed YouTube short on Bourbon
Yes.
Sasquatch Productions.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that'd
Steve Akeley getting laid out.
I have other videos I can give you. I've got one of me slapping a guy across the face. So I mean, that's, like hard.
I thought we weren't going to talk about that. That was personal. It hurt my
Well, she's
feelings.
not in the States, so it's good.
Well, there you go. All right. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? I'm going to go first. I've got Hemingway Rye here. Hemingway Rye. I like this one. It's a very good rye. Let's go. Here we go. Swine on the set. Solid. Maybe enough. If it's a weak field, that could win it, but we don't know. We got to see what everyone else has going. I definitely have the lead right now because I'm the first one to go. We'll let Tim go next.
I have a well-loved bottle of Neely Family Distillery, the Wheatler. I would say this would be a last show pour, but we'll see. And nothing.
Nothing. No.
Last show pour. Last show pour.
Except
it was
for
a
the last show.
Pour. Woo!
Last show.
Last
Oh, that's not even that much in there.
So we're going to have one more left.
Not even that much in there. So.
Oh, the Wheatler is dead.
The Wheatler's gone. She gone. All right. Next up is Darren. Darren, what do you got?
In honor of Royce Neely Day that just recently happened at the time we're recording this, I have some 8-year air.
Okay. All right. Squeaky, not enough to take the lead. I still have the lead. Kathy's next.
I am going to open up my Buzzard's Roost single barrel from the ABV Barrel Shop.
Okay. Also, not enough. I still have the lead. I've got Beka to go here, so hopefully Becca's doing a sample.
I'm at least going with the theme of the show when I've got some Eagle Rare, a single barrel here.
Oh,
What the
nice.
fuck, guys? I mean, I appreciate the support, but we're doing a Buffalo Trace
This is true.
show here, so we probably should be drinking some Buffalo Trace. So that is what I've got here.
Okay. Not enough. I take
Wow.
it. Yeah, a solid victory by me. There you go.
Cheers.
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 All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Buffalo Trace's London Tasting Room opening up. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at neelyfamilydistillery.com.
This is Kathy Cool. I am not KK Poppins, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about Buffalo Trace's London Tasting Room.
we are. So Buffalo Trace now has a tasting room in London. First distillery I know to kind of do something like that. They're going all out. They're doing, flights and experiences and things like that there. It sounds pretty cool. It's not, it truly is a tasting bar trying to replicate a mini version of the distillery experience there. There's not distilling over there or anything like that. But, the kind of things that you do there, the tastings that they've got and some special ones, you can elevate your pours and stuff like that. So it sounds pretty cool. They kicked it off with kind of a fun event. They, for a day or a weekend or something, they rented one of those old-time London payphone type of thing. So the kind that you see on like Doctor Who and stuff like that. And they took this payphone and they set it up where it would call people. So it would just ring, and then if someone picked it up, they did this study. They had a study commission that said Londoners aren't spontaneous enough. So they set up a thing where you could have this cool experience for you and your friends if you were willing to go to the distillery like right away. You had like a couple hours to get there and go and have that fun. The idea of this, create this spontaneity of, hey, this is happening right now, get there. So, which is smart because, they're opening this thing up and they want people to get excited about it. Now, how do you do that? Well, you get people talking about it that have actually been there, and this is going to have people go there right now. It's not like, hey, let's do this. Let's plan it out 6 months from now. No, they want to get the hype machine going, the excitement. So they did that to kick this thing off. So they're rolling in London. What do you guys think about this London room being open now?
I'd go if I were in London.
I would too.
You have to. Yeah, you have to.
Wouldn't you feel like an expert there too? You'd feel compelled to go in there and start, like, oh, jolly good. This is quite smashing, this drink, and then you start telling them about it because we feel like we might know even more than the people pouring the drinks because we're bourbon fans. We're super fans, right?
Yeah. I did notice we are, and we would, but I did notice in the picture that they were doing the whole thing where they would put some in their hands and then rub it and smell it and then smell it again.
Slap that dog.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wonder where they picked up that at.
I wonder.
Yeah.
So there's two tastings that are involved here. The first one is Buffalo Trace Bourbon, Sazerac Rye, and Bourbon Cream with the option of a Trace and ginger ale cocktail as a sample. The other one, if you want a more elevated experience, it includes White Dog Mash Number 1, Trace Bourbon Eagle Rare 10-year-old, E.H. Taylor, and a small pour, emphasis on small, of the Buffalo Trace Old Fashioned as well. So, range it up to $34.99 pounds, not dollars, Darren, pounds. So you do have that to worry about, but I would say it's equally priced to what you would expect over here. My only real concern is I hope London is ready for the line of American people coming over and trying to get bottles out of the shop and how that's going to look like on the streets and everything like that. I hope they're prepared for that. And we'll see.
So that leads me to my question. How big, just because I have no gauge, I haven't heard anything. How big is bourbon in London? Because I know France has a pretty big bourbon culture. I just don't know how big England is on bourbon. Are they fans?
No. Okay. Just speaking in general, there's certainly some fans there.
They don't even like it.
It's a market with potential growth, I would say. And, you establish a presence there, you're going to be, a real opportunity to, grab the leadership. I would say, are they fans? To some degree, they're whiskey drinkers, yes, but I don't think bourbon is the number one thing there by any means.
No. Okay. Well, but if you think about it, Buffalo Trace put in how much more capacity? They're the first mover into London. They need to start selling extra capacity if it's not going to be sold in the export market. And here's a way to start funneling that extra capacity out when it comes.
Right.
So I think it just makes a lot of sense for them where they need to go. Not all that whiskey that they're making is going to be purchased by American consumers. It's got to go outside of the U.S. someplace. And if they're a first mover in the market, they label it down. When the Londoners come over, when they think about bourbon, they're going to think about Buffalo Trace. It makes a lot of sense.
It does. I wonder if they're going to start because it is a distillery experience. I assume they're selling bottles there. I didn't. Mm-hmm. And do you think will they start doing daily drops like they do?
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Are they going to create the bourbon culture over there? They're basically going to start anew. But yeah. And it may be led by Americans going there because If everybody was going to London, would you stop by there? I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think our team agrees they would stop by there. So pretty much all bourbon fans, I would think, this extrapolates out to our audience and other bourbon people would probably go in and stop in. And some of it may be driven by they see the enthusiasm, the locals see the enthusiasm of people coming from America and then grabbing those bottles. And people are crazy too. Like they lose their mind. They'll be like, oh my God, they got Eagle Rare there. I got to buy that. I wouldn't want to even deal with the hassles of buying a bottle of Eagle Rare and bringing it back and all that. But people will. I guarantee you, they'll be like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah. I mean, people deal with the hassle of getting in line every morning with 300 other people.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
This will happen in London. It's going to be led by the Americans traveling over there, go see the soccer matches and coming through. And I'm going to go stop by and see it. And here's public service announcement from the Bourbon Daily. Don't be that American that starts teaching the class while being a participant. Yeah. Not there. Don't do that. Let the tour guide do what they're supposed to do and be very vigilant about that. Don't be that person. I agree with see that happening.
I agree with that 100%. But if where it can come into play, your knowledge as a bourbon fan, if there's not a tour going on and you're just sitting at the tasting bar and some of the people start asking you questions, sure, absolutely, answer their questions, help them out. You can be a great ambassador for bourbon by answering the questions of people who are bourbon curious and it's not part of their culture and they don't know about it or what makes it different, what makes it unique, why is bourbon special. You certainly can talk about those things to individuals. Again, don't interrupt tours and stuff like that.
Not on the tour side, not on the tour guided stuff, but you're 100% right, Steve. That disclaimer there at the end is a specific, that's exactly right.
Yeah. I think it's kind of cool. I would assume the industry is watching. If this goes over big, I would think that next thing you know, we're going to start seeing that happen because, like Tim said, all this whiskey, and I just saw we're at record levels now. All time. I guess we bottomed out at about 3 million barrels aging in 2000. I saw that. It was as late as 2000. That's when we hit our rock bottom, 3 million barrels aging in Kentucky, which, again, most of the product releases from Kentucky. And now we've got over 9 million and aging, laid down, waiting. So that's a huge increase. And as that stuff becomes more and more getting to age, what are we going to do with that stuff? Well, it goes above and beyond just what we can consume here, I would think. So, yeah.
So one thing I noticed when I was reading the article about this one was it was honestly the first thing I noticed. The place is stunning. Like the way everything looks is beautiful. And if I was a local and I wasn't into bourbon, that would have got me through the door. Is that they care enough to put it enough to make it look that good. I would be like, okay, let's go give this a try. I think their options are going to expand over time as they succeed. And I think the one that's going to be their big seller is cocktails. They can do maybe just a whole cocktail tasting. And I think that would be great for them because they want to hook the London audience, right? They don't want to hook the Americans that are going to London. They got them hooked.
Right.
They want the new audience of London and what they can bring. And if like BBC starts talking about how great they're doing, BBC has a huge following. Like they are a huge media production. And if they start doing stories about how Buffalo Trace is made, how they do
I thought you were talking about Bardstown Bourbon Company for a second there.
Yeah, Bardstown Bourbon.
I thought you were talking about something else that we can't talk about on this one.
Jesus.
Cellophane, cover your kids' ears again. Darren's about ready to drop some BBC here. Careful. Now, Sky News. I'm a Sky News guy, though, Darren. Sky News also could talk about it as well. Let's not let Sky News out of the book. Yeah.
But any of those British medias that have influence all over the world is a big market that they really want to hit.
Yeah. Hats off to Sazerac Company, the parent, and then Buffalo Trace for doing this. I think it's cool, and I think it's good for bourbon. I think it'll create real fans. I mean, like I said, there's people that probably are already drinking it, but you become a a different type of fan when you can go experience something. And it's a big deal to leave, London, England, and come over to Kentucky. But this would be a good start. It's a nice entry into bourbon, and hopefully creates interest where they do decide to make the trek and they do decide to come over to Kentucky. Because once you do that, you got them. Once people experience the Bourbon Trail and start going on the tours and seeing the people and the process and the history, you got them. I mean, that's where bourbon got me. 100%.
Line and sinker.
It got me 100% when I went on 2000. I went to the Bourbon Trail, and I was a bourbon fan, a bourbon drinker before that, but it changed my type of the bourbon fan I was from that point forward. So, yeah, very.
Yeah, it might bring a lot more people over for the Bourbon Trail just in general.
Yeah.
They'll taste that and be like, oh, this is fun. And then, they'll start researching bourbon stuff, and they'll go, oh, look at that, Kentucky, all these tours and tastings just like this. And that was fun. I want to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
When that currency exchange rate on the dollar versus the pound gets more attractive, you'll see that coming over here just like people go to Disney. I will say that if Sazerac Company's listening, a little North London football club called Tottenham Hotspur could always use a new shirt sponsor. I would buy that jersey hand over fist with a Buffalo Trace logo on the front as number one. And number two, you have to bring Freddie Johnson over to do special event tours for like a 5-night stand. Get him over there. Let him bring in Freddie's root beer. Let him bring the whole thing and do the whole show. And any Londoners listening or any friends send that over. That is a must visit. You have to find a way to get into that class, that tasting event, whatever.
If they ever did that, they brought the great Freddie Johnson over there. That would be insane. That would be. Yep. that would be a game changer. He's a national treasure, and people would see that. And and that'll get you a fan for life too. You just send Freddie Johnson over there and let him do 2 or 3 a day or whatever he can do, and do a bunch of events and try to get as many people through there as possible. Be amazing, cool stuff.
So I have one last question that's semi-related.
Sure. So
should somebody like the KDA start putting advertisements in London, like 3 or 4 months from now, like when they get a little bit of a following? Is that something the KDA would use as an opportunity? Hey,
no, KDA doesn't get along with Sazerac and Buffalo Trace.
Oh, that's fair.
So this would totally
cut that from the record.
Yeah,
no.
So again, I wish that wasn't the case. I wish there was all kumbaya with KDA and Buffalo Traces, because it should be. But they're 2 separate entities, both doing their own thing, both doing great in their own way. They're both attracting tourists and ultimately for fans. For us, it's kind of seamless. We don't, it looks like everybody gets along. And when we plan our trips, we go to the KDA distilleries and we go to Buffalo Trace. It doesn't matter to us. But yeah, KDA is definitely not going to get behind that for sure.
Yeah,
Darren.
Well, Steve, I give it to Buffalo. Did you look at the hours on this place too? Monday to Saturday, 11 to 9 p.m. Sunday, noon to 6.
Yeah.
They're all in on this. They're not kidding around. Yeah. So, kudos to them. I hope it works.
London's one of those, key global cities. Let's get people from all over. So there'll be people, from all different countries visiting and going to that. And I think it's just a positive thing for bourbon. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited about it, and we'll see what happens. There you go. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Darren, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at The Bourbon Adventures.
All right, Tim.
You can find me on Instagram at FlyGuy2112 and on YouTube at Our Flagship Whiskey.
Kathy.
You can find me on Instagram at KK Cast Strength.
Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy, where we've got activities going on. Hey, you'll feel like you're in Kentucky, right in St. Louis. So check us out, abvbarrelshop.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind our audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Cheerio. Pip, pip.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing, the ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.